What's up, guys? Welcome to Blake's Garage. So we are gonna do a quick little unboxing, and then I'm gonna do an install of these things I got right here. So I got these from Auxbeam. They sent these over, which is really cool. Let's go ahead and open them up. Benchmade Osborne. I love this knife. Perfect EDC knife. I'll put a link below to this thing too. I love this thing. Super sharp. Super awesome. So the first little thing we got, so this is the external relay for it. The 40 amp relay right there, which is cool. So, and we got a fuse, which I'm gonna assume is 40 amps as well. Nope. So we got a 30 amp fuse in there. So it comes with that. There is your main power wire off that feed, and here's your main ground. So pretty straightforward there. Then what else do we got? So we got a little quick connector. That is for the switch, so that's cool. I got a little on-off button right there. Well, two connectors there and two connectors there. So I'm gonna say this is for one side, probably positive and negative. I guess the white is most likely the positive leg, and the black should still be the negative. And then we got that for the other side, so we can wire both these up. So that'll be really cool. So let's put that aside. That is very nice. All right, so I got two of these, and they should look pretty sweet on the Scout. That's what I'm gonna be installing them on. So here is some mounting hardware right here, bolts and all that goodness. We got the actual product. So that is the Auxbeam. We got the two little screws in there with the mount. That is the Auxbeam little LED bar. So I got two of these. Go ahead and open up the other one. So I got two of those right here. So these lights are gonna be sweet. I'm gonna put these on the front of the Scout. So I'm gonna replace those old school, I got some like old school fog lights on it that have never worked since I got the truck. So I'm gonna replace those. So let's get down to it. We'll go ahead and slap these things on there and check them out. I think they're gonna look pretty awesome. All right, so these are those old school fog lights I was talking about. First thing I'm gonna have to do is just remove these. Like I said, these have never worked. They do kind of go with the car because this is a 1965 International. So, I mean, putting some LED stuff on it is kind of a little out of, I don't know, out of the technology era of this car. Okay, so I had kind of some original mounts or just some original plates under there. That's gonna just kind of reinforce it. I'm just gonna reuse those. Came with a polylock nut, so that's very nice. So we're gonna use that polylock nut right there, and then we'll just tighten this up. There is a quick comparison shot right there. There's the new one. There's the old one. And I'm really liking the way it looks. I think it looks pretty sweet. I'm gonna do the same thing to this side. I'm just gonna go ahead and take it off, mount this one up. So one really nice thing is it kind of has this little mount on the back here. You can see there's like these two screws in there. Now you're just gonna use your clamp, put it on there, and then you can line these up appropriately. So you can actually make the light go left or right as much as you want to. You're gonna wanna put in the bolt first. That's just gonna go in there like that, and this is cool because it locks in, so you can see that it's not really moving. So you want to go ahead and put that in first, and then you can put in these bolts, and that just makes it really easy to adjust. So I like that. So that's what it looks like when you got the two little nuts in there. You can go left and right with the light, so that's really cool. And then you have the up and down, so you can kind of change the angle of how the beam is facing. So overall, really nice design. I like that. Loose. Get my wrench down there and loosen this one up. No, it must be like 3/4 inch because I got the 5/8 right now. That is a big bolt down there. It's a big bolt. So now the fun begins. So what we're gonna do is start doing the wiring. So I'm gonna put this relay fairly close to the battery since that's where it basically needs to go. Ground's gonna go to the negative side of the battery. This fuse will go to the positive side of the battery. And then I'm gonna just start running the actual output wire to the actual LED lights here. Then what we got is then you gotta just put this one up to the front. So this one also has 12 volt power. What that is for is it's to turn on this little light bulb on the switch. If you guys can see that, right down here there's a green and a red switch. So when it's off, the red would obviously be lit. When it's on, the green would be lit. Now that is not necessarily required to actually make this work. Really all you're gonna have to do is hook up this white wire to 12 volt switched, because that is what is actually powering the relay. So if you don't want to run that light, you really don't have to, but if you do, you can as well, because you want to put that basically on an on key 12 volt, that way this light is not constantly on. However, I don't know, I'm gonna have to hunt around a bit and see what I want to pull and tap power off of. So let's get down to the wiring. Guys, I haven't really opened the hood on this truck. It's not pretty, it is not clean, but it does what it needs to do. It runs, and really I have never really done too much to this engine. It's a 350 Chevy. You know, I put in a different radiator because that exploded on me like 3 times after getting it rebuilt. So I put an aluminum northern radiator in there, and then also has an electric fan with a shroud on it as well. So it's actually using the whole efficiency of the radiator to suck the air through. I do not have a fan on the block. Got an ugly ass air cleaner. It's got a Holley truck Avenger carburetor on it, 650 CFM. I got an Edelbrock intake. Got some Moroso valve covers. Those have Harlan Sharp rocker roller arms 1.6, and then I have some stud girdles in there as well for the valves. So valve train is pretty pumped up on this thing actually. Then it just goes down normal water pump. There's a cam. It's a Crowler cam. I'm not sure the duration or the lift or anything like that, but it's a Crowler. And then I got Shorty's headers on there. I got a Moroso 8-quart deep sump oil pan and some 40 series Flowmasters. So the thing goes pretty damn good. Also the Optima red top battery is kind of a must for old school cars. I like putting them in there because they good stuff. So to hook up the light portion on the front, I had to go grab some of these little guys, these little Spade Connectors. These are the male ends. Those are just gonna make it easy to slip them in and out in case I ever just have to remove them, or in case anyone ever wants to steal my lights. Take the crimpers and just smash it down and crimp it. Now, a better way to do this is, you know, possibly solder and use some heat shrink, but you know, it's not a show car or anything like that. I like basically on 4x4 stuff, I like it to be pretty straightforward and easy to see. I don't really tuck the wires or anything like that, because when you want to troubleshoot, that makes it a pain in the ass, and it's a lot easier to figure stuff out when it's just easy to see. Just real quickly, I just kind of put the power on the battery real fast just to make sure that the mock-up is good. So you can just go ahead and hit the button. Looks good. I'm gonna take that positive leg from that relay, and I'm gonna take the ground, and I'm just gonna smash them right under here, underneath my little terminal post. That way I can get 12 volt power to the relay. So right there, I just wired up the relay, so it's just chilling. So I put the screw right there for the ground. I'm liking the way they look. I think it looks really cool. The switch, I just kind of had like a hole here already, so I just put my wire right through that. I know it's not the prettiest looking thing, but better than that hole that it already had. And that'll be the on-off switch. So now, put my key into the ignition. You'll see that it's on off. And I hit this button, boom, turns to green. So now, the lights are on. Things are really bright. Oh yeah, it's blinding. Oh yeah. So you can see they're really bright and they look pretty dang awesome. So pretty stoked on that. All right guys, so overall I'm really happy with the installation, like how it went and how they look. I think they look really cool. So again, thanks Auxbeam for hooking me up with those. Check out their website, auxbeam.com, if you want to check them out. They have some really cool LED lighting stuff. They have like stuff for light bulbs, they got LED light bars, they have these little light bars, different lights, all sorts of stuff. Everything you can want. Even some color changing stuff, which is pretty cool. If you guys want to pick up a Blake's Garage t-shirt, right now I have the Just Launch It t-shirt. You got like kind of the RS3 tire going on in the background. Pretty cool. Pick one of those up at blakesgarage.bigcartel.com. Link below. And we will talk to you guys soon. Later guys, and wrench on.